Good morning, America. Heat alerts. 30 million Americans facing warnings and advisories from the West Coast to the plains as severe storms hit the Midwest with up to 9 inches of rain, causing flash flood fears. Plus, the wildfire danger. Firefighters gaining the upper hand in California, but face challenges elsewhere. Our weather team tracking it all.
Shooting suspect identified. Police name the man they say opened fire on the CDC's Atlanta campus. ABC speaking to his neighbors as witnesses, including Emory students, remember the terror when bullets went flying.
You can literally hear the gunshots like flying over our head.
The latest on the investigation this morning.
Peace push. Vice President Vance meets with Ukrainian officials and European allies ahead of President Trump's high-stakes summit with Vladimir Putin. What's on the table in the new efforts to end the Russia-Ukraine war?
Preseason pain. Injuries piling up in the NFL. Maurice Norris updating fans on his condition after this frightening collision, just the latest in the league. Plus, the WNBA dealing with their own setbacks as the Indiana Fever adjusts to no Caitlin Clark as other players get sidelined.
Back to school tech tune-up, helping your kids shift from the summer brain drain to concentrating in the classroom. A parenting expert shares her advice.
And splashdown.
Dragon Endurance has now returned home.
4 astronauts return to Earth, ending their months-long stint on the International Space Station.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Sunday. Good morning, America.
Oh, how I love those splashdowns.
Yeah.
And you know what? That it looks like a little toasted marshmallow as it comes down.
Toasted marshmallow?
It goes up all nice and sparkly and white, and then it comes down like a toasted marshmallow. Good morning, America. We're talking about marshmallows. We're also talking about umpire Jen Powell, the first female ump in Major League Baseball. Well, she made history last night, breaking that gender barrier. We're going to have her incredible story coming up here.
A very, very cool story. And the backslide can be real for students enjoying summer break, but it's time to get those kids back on track. So a parenting expert shares ways to help wean kids off of their devices and video games, all the things.
Yeah, many of us need that advice. We'll have more on that ahead. First, though, we do begin with the violent storms overnight in the Midwest and the threat for flash flooding and severe weather today. Let's get right to Samara Theodora. Good morning.
Good morning, Whit. Things got really dangerous last night. This is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is what 5 to 9 inches of rain looks like. We're talking roads turning completely into rivers. Not only that, in Washington County, Nebraska, strong winds from these storms, heavy rain brought down this tree just in front of this house. Unfortunately, more of that in store. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect right now for places like Des Moines. Flood watches through your Monday morning commute all the way from Wichita through Kansas City up into Madison. Now, today's significant risk for flash flooding has shifted farther south. If you live in Wichita or western Missouri, please be on high alert. We could see up to 9 inches of rain, leading to more of those devastating visuals of very heavy flooding. Janae?
All right, soggy start to the work week there in the plains, Samara. Thank you. Now to the wildfire battle in California. Firefighters making progress, but so many fires in the West consuming even more acres. ABC's Alex Stone joins us with the latest this morning. Good morning to you, Alex.
Janae, good morning. Yeah, some good news overnight. All of the fire weather warnings have now expired overnight. Firefighters battling the Canyon fire saying they're making huge progress, 47% containment. Air attack no longer needed. It's burned just over 5,300 acres, but it's still very hot across the West. Challenges for firefighters will continue. We're heading into several extremely hot days here. The smoke from all of the wildfires burning is of concern. Much of that blowing east, causing air quality alerts in places like Santa Clarita. The focus today is on fully containing the flames on the Canyon fire here in LA County, the Gifford fire in Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo counties. On that Canyon fire, evacuation warnings are all lifted. Residents can go home now, but still extreme weather. Gio.
Just so scary there in L.A. All right, Alex, thank you so much. We're going to turn now to the war in Ukraine and next week's meeting in Alaska between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. The vice president meeting with allies in the UK yesterday as Europe shows real concern over the meeting with Putin. Senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in Washington following this. Good morning, Selena.
Hey, Gio, good morning. And the White House is saying that President Trump is still open to a trilateral summit with Ukraine's Zelensky and Russia's Putin. But for now, it's just Putin. And that's what's sparking real concern in Europe, that Zelensky won't even be at the table for this high-stakes meeting. And this morning, European leaders are issuing a statement stressing that the path to peace in Ukraine cannot be decided without Ukraine. Now, just yesterday, Vice President J.D. Vance met with European allies and Ukrainian officials in the UK to hear them out. A U.S. official tells us those talks made significant progress towards President Trump's goal of ending the war in Ukraine. But this comes after Trump missed his own deadline to hit Russia with tough new sanctions. Instead, he's agreeing to talk face-to-face with Putin, which marks Putin's first meeting with a major Western leader since Russia invaded Ukraine more than 3 years ago, Gio.
And Selena, what about Ukraine's President Zelensky? He's been speaking to European allies as well?
Yeah, exactly, Gio. Zelensky's, in fact, been holding a flurry of calls with European leaders, and he is warning that, quote, everyone can clearly see Putin's tactics. He fears sanctions and is doing everything to bail on them. He wants to gain territorial spoils for the second time already. Trump has also suggested that a peace deal would involve exchanging territory. That's something Zelensky flat out rejects. And according to the Wall Street Journal, Europe and Ukraine have presented its own peace plan to top U.S. officials. No land concessions without ironclad security guarantees, including potential NATO membership for Ukraine. So this high-stakes summit, guys, now just days away, set for Alaska, and that is land the U.S. bought from the Russian Empire more than 150 years ago. Gio?
All right, Selena Wang there in Washington. Selena, thank you. What?
Gio, let's bring in ABC News Chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl, who will be hosting This Week later on this morning. John, always great to see you. So give us the big picture, a sense of the stakes and the significance of this summit between President Trump and Putin on U.S. soil, and Ukrainian President Zelensky left out.
It's certainly a high-stakes meeting, and keep in mind, this is the first time that Vladimir Putin will be stepping foot on American soil in nearly a decade. His first meeting with an American president, as Selena mentioned, in 4 years, since before the invasion of Ukraine. There's a lot of concern in Europe. There's certainly concern in Ukraine that the two of them will agree to something that is unacceptable to Ukraine, that will involve essentially rewarding Russia by giving it territory, rewarding Russia for its invasion of a neighbor. This is something that has the Europeans extremely apprehensive of it. No doubt Vice President Vance heard some of that in his meetings over there in the UK. And look, this war has been going on now for more than 3 years. The casualties are stunning, including the Russian casualties, which are actually greater than the Ukrainian casualties. So certainly the stakes are high in terms of trying to find an end to this war.
And John, what's realistically on the table here? There's been swift reaction from President Trump's suggestion of swapping territories.
Well, we know that Putin had proposed the idea of Ukraine giving back, or giving to Ukraine, giving to Russia its eastern territories, especially the Donbass region. The territory is largely occupied now by Russia, but also including territory that Russia does not occupy. Zelensky made it very clear over the weekend that he is not willing to give up. In fact, he says constitutionally, by the Ukraine Constitution, he cannot give up territory in exchange for a ceasefire. And that appears to be what Putin is asking for, and Trump seemed to be suggesting is on the table. Again, not territory to end the war, but Ukraine giving up territory simply for having a ceasefire, a temporary ceasefire. Zelensky's made it clear that is simply not acceptable or possible.
Yeah, major questions about the way forward here. John Karl, as always, thank you. And tune into This Week later this morning. John speaks with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte on the upcoming summit in Alaska. Plus, President Trump's former National Security Advisor John Bolton on his concerns about the meeting. Janae?
All right, Whit, now to the investigation into the deadly shooting outside the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta. ABC's Faith Abube is there in the city with an update on that investigation. Good morning, Faith.
Yeah, good morning to you, Janae. The Immunization and Respiratory Disease Research Center on CDC's campus took a majority of the gunfire from Friday's shooting. The director of the CDC told staffers yesterday she's not aware of whether the CDC was specifically targeted or what the motive is just yet.
This morning, we're learning new details about the suspect who authorities say shot and killed a Georgia police officer near Emory University. New images showing the frantic scene. Emory student Benny Hayward taking this video.
It was everyone just screaming, go, go, like everyone's hands out the window, like just keep going. You can literally hear the gunshots like flying over our head.
Police running through campus searching for the suspect as neighbors scrambled for cover. The gunfire ringing out at a CVS drugstore a few doors down from now Benton's job.
A lot of gunshots. There's about 10 to 15 rounds and just kept going for like an 11-second period.
Investigators say officers found the suspect shooting multiple rounds into CDC buildings Friday just before 5 p.m.
You can see they've boarded up the front door where gunfire punched through the glass. The CVS is directly across the street from the CDC. Some of the bullets striking several buildings on the property, bullet holes dotting the windows.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation revealing the suspect's identity, Patrick Joseph White, a 30-year-old from Kennesaw, Georgia, a suburb of Atlanta. Investigators say he shot and killed Officer David Rose, who was responding to the shots fired call.
We heard the story on the news, and I just never thought that it would have been the guy right down the street.
33-year-old Officer Rose was a military veteran and a fairly new police officer who joined the DeKalb County Police Force less than a year ago. Floral tributes at the scene honoring his memory.
And Gio, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation hasn't yet released a motive, but the Emory University campus is stepping up security, increasing police patrols throughout the weekend. Gio.
Yeah, just a terrifying situation. All right, Faith, thank you so much. We're going to turn now to the president's intensifying battles with two of the nation's best-known universities. The administration is now targeting Harvard's patents and wants UCLA to pay $1 billion in a settlement. ABC's Christian Cordero is in Washington with more on this. Christian, good morning.
Gio, good morning. This is a major escalation in the administration's battle with one of the country's leading research institutions targeting Harvard University's patents. Administration officials say the Commerce Department is reviewing Harvard's federally funded research programs, alleging it violated certain regulations and contract agreements. This has serious consequences. If Harvard filed its patents improperly, the government could take ownership over them. Harvard adamantly condemns the move, saying the university is fully committed to complying with patent law and adding, quote, this unprecedented action is yet another retaliatory effort targeting Harvard for defending its rights and freedom. The administration and Harvard are in a months-long standoff over allegations of how the university handled anti-Semitism on its campus, with the government previously freezing billions of dollars in federal research funding and targeting the school's ability to enroll international students. That prompted Harvard to sue, saying it rejects anti-Semitism and discrimination and is working to eradicate it. Now, Harvard and the administration have not yet reached a settlement, Gio.
And Christiane, as we mentioned, this is not just about Harvard, right? This is part of a larger fight between the administration and elite colleges nationwide.
Right. In recent weeks, Brown and Columbia universities agreed to pay multi-million-dollar settlements. And just days ago, the Justice Department put UCLA on notice, seeking a $1 billion settlement as it suspends $584 million in federal grants. UCLA says a payment of that scale would be devastating, adding it's negotiating with the White House with.
All right, Christian, thank you. Now to the war in Gaza. Israel's prime minister standing firm on his plans to take control of Gaza City amid more outcry. ABC's Marcus Moore joins us now with the latest. Marcus, good morning.
Well, Wick, good morning. There is growing criticism and calls for a ceasefire in response to Israel's plan to take full control of Gaza City. And people were in the streets of Tel Aviv, London, and Istanbul overnight participating in protest over this war, as world leaders are expected to hold an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council. Now, this morning, there's immense pressure, even within his own government, for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to call off the expanded operation that, by the way, many fear will make the humanitarian situation worse in Gaza. The Hamas-run health ministry says 16 people have died from starvation in the last 48 hours, and in all, 217 people have died from malnutrition since the beginning of this war, but most of those deaths have been in the last couple of months. Now, Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister, is standing by the plan, saying that they are going to meet their military goals, which include eliminating Hamas and returning all of the remaining hostages, both the living and the dead. And the potential escalation comes as we're seeing new video of an air aid drop that killed a 15-year-old boy. Aid groups have long said these airdrops are extremely dangerous and that more aid routes need to be open on the ground. And Janae, something else we're watching very closely this morning are reports that U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff has been taking part in negotiations with Qatari officials on an end to the war. But Janae, so far, there's no word of a breakthrough.
But we will continue watching that. Marcus Moore, thank you for that update. Now to a look at some of the top medical headlines, starting with a notable reversal at the FDA. Dr. Vinay Prasad is returning to his job. He'll resume the role that he left 2 weeks ago. Prasad faced criticism from some conservative allies of President Donald Trump for his past political and scientific positions and subsequently stepped down, saying that he didn't want to be a distraction. This brings us to the recent news that HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. canceled nearly $500 million of grants and contracts for developing mRNA vaccines, first used on a wide scale during the COVID pandemic. So joining us now to talk about it is ABC News medical correspondent Dr. Darian Sutton. Good morning, Dr. Sutton. Thanks for being with us. So Secretary Kennedy said that mRNA vaccines were not effective against respiratory viruses, but looking at the number, how have those vaccines performed?
Yeah, Janae, I have a unique perspective about this, not only helping educate and understand COVID-19 as we know it as a contributor, also a correspondent. I also hold another hat as an emergency physician, treating patients not just here in New York City, but also Los Angeles. And I can tell you from my firsthand experience that we had at moments the parking lots made into triage centers, waiting rooms made into treatment rooms, and ICUs stacked with patients. And after the rollout of the vaccine, there was almost a night and day difference in terms of the amount of patients presenting to the emergency room. And it was borne out into the data. A study from the Commonwealth Fund found that mRNA vaccines prevented upwards of 18 million hospitalizations, more than 120 million illnesses, as well as saved more than 3 million lives. So these vaccines not only helped us to preserve resources, but also pulled us out of a crisis.
And you're saying that's just simply what the facts show.
Just simply what the facts show.
Do these vaccines, though, become ineffective as viruses change?
The answer to that is yes, but they don't lose their effectiveness completely. It's a common misconception. So a vaccine is showing your body what the threat looks like in a controlled fashion. And in the setting of COVID-19, it's a specific protein. Now, mutations do happen as time goes on, but it doesn't change the whole protein. And our immune system has the ability to recognize other parts, which are why vaccines continue to reduce the risk of severe illness, hospitalization, and death, even beyond mutations.
So even as they change, they can still be effective, you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay. And so the Secretary discussed going back to more traditional methods for vaccine production. What does that mean for the future?
That means using older methods. For example, using inactivated or weakened versions of viruses, using proteins. But the problem is, Janae, is that these not only take a long time to develop, they often come with more side effects, and they can be difficult to adapt. So these decisions are not taking away vaccines completely, but they can certainly make it more difficult to respond to an acute biological threat, which unfortunately we're at risk for.
And something that could potentially impact all of us. Then.
Exactly.
All right. Dr. Sutton, thanks for being with us. We appreciate you.
All right, we're going to turn now to the historic day for Major League Baseball. Jen Powell became the first MLB female umpire by working both games of the Braves-Marlins doubleheader on Saturday. And Morgan Norwood is here with her story. Good morning, Morgan.
Hey, good morning to you, Gio. Look, in a game built on tradition, change can take time, right? But this season, one Major League debut is changing the view from home plate and who gets to stand there.
An historic day in Major League Baseball.
From behind the plate to the history books.
And with that first pitch, Jen Powell has officially made history.
Jen Powell breaking the gender barrier in Major League Baseball, becoming the first woman to umpire a regular season MLB game.
Wow, just incredible. Like dream came true.
The 48-year-old making her debut Saturday as the first base umpire for Game 1 of the doubleheader between the Miami Marlins and Atlanta Braves.
I would imagine her heart is racing just like anybody else making their debut.
And as she took the field at Atlanta's Truist Park, women in the crowd holding signs of support.
It was pretty amazing when we took the field, and it seemed like quite a few people started clapping and saying my name and stuff, so that was pretty intense.
But her journey wasn't a short hop to first. In fact, it was extra innings all the way, starting with the 2015-2016 MLB umpire camp. And she worked more than 1,200 games in the minor leagues since. Powell's first close call Saturday, ruling Sean Murphy safe in the third.
She's going to get her first action over here at first base.
Going unchallenged by the Marlins in the third inning of Atlanta's win, the confidence in her call was clear.
About as close as it gets. Good call.
And now, a piece of that history, the hat she wore already headed to Cooperstown to be enshrined at the Baseball Hall of Fame.
I understand the gravity completely. It's just fuel for the fire. I'm going to go out there and work harder tonight, harder tomorrow, and just keep it going.
You love to see it. And look, more history made this past week. Tuesday at Fenway Park, the Red Sox aired their first ever all-female broadcast backed by mostly female production crew.
Excellent.
Oh. Cool. Beyonce said it best. Who run the world?
Girls.
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you, Morgan. All right, coming up here on Good Morning America, preseason pain for the NFL. The latest on Lions safety Maurice Norris after that frightening hit on Friday.
Also ahead, tips for parents on the tech transition and screen time limits for their kids as they head back to school.
Looking forward to that. Plus, a scam warning over those insanely popular Labubu's. Advice from the BBB on how to avoid getting ripped off.
Labubu? You don't want the Labubu.
No.
Somebody's got Trey.
What do you mean somebody's got?
Somebody's kidnapped our son.
$17.5 million in an all-black Jordan backpack.
Try me if you think I'm clean.
I ain't got. I got into this by myself. I'm gonna get out of it by myself. Where's my money?
Oh.
Yeah, welcome back to GMA. Spike Lee's crime thriller, Highest to Lowest, storms into theaters this week. GMA is marking the big debut with some of the star-studded cast dropping by this week. A$AP Rocky, Jeffrey Wright, they're joining us tomorrow morning, and Denzel Washington will be here on Tuesday to talk all about the new movie.
What a cast.
What a cast.
I mean, Denzel, of course, but A$AP
Yeah,
Rocky and Jeffrey Wright is an incredible actor.
Well, next time I buy you guys coffee, that's what I'm going to say. Where's my money?
Yeah.
There we go. That's hilarious, because you buy me coffee.
Yeah, we'll just Venmo it. All right, first though, let's take a look at the headlines that we're following right now. In Baltimore, there's an active search for a gunman after a mass shooting. Police say someone fired a gun in the Park Heights neighborhood last night, injuring 6 people. The youngest victim, a 5-year-old girl. One of the adult victims remains in critical condition this morning.
4 astronauts from the International Space Station, they are back on Earth. A SpaceX capsule parachuting safely into the Pacific Ocean on Saturday, just off the coast of San Diego. The 4 space travelers, 2 from the U.S., 1 from Russia, and 1 from Japan, spent nearly 5 months in space. They were the group that relieved 2 Boeing Starliner astronauts whose craft was deemed unsafe for returning with people on board.
And a scam warning over Labubu's, one of the hottest toys of the year. The Better Business Bureau says scammers are cashing in on the hype with online rip-offs. The agency says fraudulent websites and TikTok live streams pressure shoppers to act fast to get a deal on the dolls, but some people say after they paid up, they received knockoffs or nothing at all. Shoppers are urged to verify any online sellers.
What do you call them,
You know the knockoffs are called Lafufu.
Are they really?
So I kid you not. It's like, did you get the Labubu or the Lafufu? Yes. It's a thing,
thank you for that.
folks.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
No,
Welsh.
We appreciate you. All right, we're going to start this half hour here with a look at the brutal realities of professional football. Players facing some tough injuries in preseason games. We've been talking about it here on GMA. Sidelined even before the regular season starts. So what's the league doing about it all to protect players? ABC's Ike Ejachi is looking into that. Good morning, Ike.
Hey, good morning, Gio. Listen, the NFL preseason time, it's finally heating up, right? But the conversation is no longer about roster spots. It's about the alarming pace and severity of injuries across the league.
Oh, there's a big hit.
The NFL season is barely underway, but already injuries are piling up across the league.
It was DeMarco Hellens who laid the hit.
Friday night in Detroit, a frightening scene. In the fourth quarter against Atlanta, Lions safety Maurice Norris made head-on contact with Falcons running back Nathan Carter. Norris stayed down as both teams took a knee.
At this point, per New York, this game is suspended.
An ambulance drove onto the field, taking him away to the hospital. Officials let the clock run out before calling the game. Norris, now in stable condition, posting overnight on Instagram, "I'm all good, don't stress it, appreciate all the check-ins and love." And on Thursday, heartbreak for the Baltimore Ravens.
We have a player down for Baltimore. That appears to be a significant lower leg injury.
Rookie quarterback Bilal Cohn was carted off the field with a torn ligament after a devastating collision defending a pass, ending his season before it even began. The Los Angeles Chargers also suffering a huge blow. All-Pro left tackle Rashawn Slater tearing his patellar tendon in practice. He, too, will miss the entire season. The NFL says it's doing more than ever to protect its players, rolling out new helmet models, Guardian caps in practice, updated concussion protocols, banning the hip drop tackle, and revamping kickoffs to reduce high-speed collisions.
If you look at 2024 compared to 2015, the injury rate for both concussions and lower extremity strains have both gone down.
Still, experts stress injuries will always be part of the game.
Football is a collision sport, and by the nature of that, when you have large bodies moving at high rates of speed, there are likely going to be things that you can't protect against.
Now, the hits keep on coming in the NFL preseason. Big names, sidelines, scary moments on the field, and the league facing a renewed question about player safety, guys.
Yeah, and it's so troubling, obviously, right? Because y'all love to watch it. You love to watch it.
We like it too
but
sometimes.
The game, so many people love to play. Kids love to play.
Right.
It's not just the NFL that's dealing.
No, it's not. It's the WNBA, specifically the Indiana Fever, and their playoff push just got a whole lot tougher. Guards Sydney Colson and Ari McDonald are out for the season. Colson with a torn ACL and McDonald with a broken foot after Thursday's loss in Phoenix. Now, superstar Caitlin Clark, she's also still on the sidelines, recovering from that groin injury since July 15th, leaving Indiana with just 9 active players for yesterday's game against the Chicago Sky. But guess what? They still won that 92-70.
Yeah.
So, hey,
They're still
moving.
Yeah.
They're still moving.
All right. I thank you for that. With many families on the verge of a brand new school year, and the transition back to the classroom can be a challenge when it comes to breaking away from tech habits and curbing screen time. So for tips on helping students get classroom ready, we're now joined by our parenting expert, Erica Suter. Erica, good morning. Thanks for being with us. So the end of summer break means it's time to give tech a break. What are some of the first steps that families can take to wean kids off the addictive apps and devices?
One of the most important things parents can do right now is to set a schedule. And what that means is reducing a kid's device time by 20 or 30 minutes every couple of days. But you also want to make sure that those apps that are giving them that dopamine hit, like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Instagram, are used later in the day. So you might want to make a rule that, you know what, get your homework done, your summer work done, or do some reading, or go play outside, and then you can get on your device. But you also want to encourage those apps that aren't the brain drain, that encourage creativity. I love GarageBand, Stop Motion Studio, Canva for Kids. All those things it lets the kids use the apps, but it also uses a different part of their brain.
So you mentioned some of those. We know tech can be a distraction, but are there some other apps too and programs that actually can help kids stay on track and maybe even prepare them for the school year?
Absolutely. So there are apps that encourage coding or STEM games like Codable, Scratch Junior, Dragon Box Math. I mean, we love Prodigy Math in this house. I love it. My kids, they're growing to love it.
Okay.
But parents also need to exercise some control. So you want to use Screen Time Control or the app that's called Freedom or Google Family Link that lets you limit the amount of screen time they actually have. So it's two-part. Good apps for kids, but also control apps for parents.
Well, and one of the brilliant things about streaming platforms is that you actually have all of these shows that can get students motivated and even adapt healthy routines, right?
Absolutely. There are TV shows that teach kids things, help them learn, help expand their little minds. I love on Netflix, there's Brainchild, Emily's Wonder Lab, If I Were an Animal, PBS Kids has Odd Squad, and there's also Curiosity Stream, which is a subscription service that has lots of mini documentaries that are fun for everyone to watch.
Those are fantastic suggestions. PBS has all the good stuff, of course, for kids. Erica, what are some ways for parents and relatives to form a united front so that screen time rules are the same across the board and it's not one thing over here and the kids all confused?
Especially the grandparents. It's like I love them dearly, but it feels like anything goes with grandma and grandpa.
Absolutely. This is so important. Create a screen plan and write it down so that no one can say later, oh, you didn't say that, or I don't remember that, and help them come up with non-tech alternatives for the kids when they visit. games, sports equipment, going canoeing, going to a movie. There are lots of things that families can do that get their kids off of that tech.
That's the thing. Being more active gives them an excuse to put the phones away too.
And
Erica,
make sure that the kids watch Oh Baby with Janae Norman on ABC Station.
So educational. Yes. Absolutely. Good plug, Geo. Thank you, Erica. So coming up here on Good Morning America, we take you into our group chat and show you what's been on our minds this week.
Oh boy.
Stick around.
Welcome back to GMA and our group chat this week, looking at some of the stories that we've been talking about. And I'd like to share a powerful display of forgiveness here. This one really touched me on multiple levels here. This happened in a Georgia courtroom. We can take a look at the video. Joseph Tillman pleaded guilty to killing a man in a hit and run, DUI, and other charges. He got a hug right there. That's Regina Johnson. This is the man's widow who died. Both of them, the entire courtroom in tears. Tillman whispered to her, "I'm sorry." Johnson explained that God told her that he needed a mom hug.
Oh, wow.
And when I was seeing this, it just like, I have these conversations with my kids about forgiveness and the power of forgiveness. And I was digging into it, and there are actually like true healing powers that they've studied. For example, forgiveness can help lower blood pressure, reduce stress, anxiety, and depression. So if you can, but I asked myself, could you come to forgive someone in a circumstance like this? Clearly, you could see how healing it was, not only for the mom, but for the defendant as well.
How incredibly powerful for Regina.
Yes.
The courage that takes
to
do something like that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that beautiful story. All right, I want to talk about OpenAI because so they unveiled an upgrade to ChatGPT. It's called GPT-5, and this is what company executives say, that it's faster, it's more accurate, it's less likely to hallucinate or give you bad information. They say that the technology feels more human than previous models. And I've got to admit, I use this daily. So my cousin Jackie, I'm like a history buff, right? I love to get into the history stuff, and I love looking at ancient documents. And my cousin Jackie showed me how to do this, that I can actually go in, just ask a question, and get into the document all, on its own with the AI. And then Whit got me onto the work side of it, because AI will actually prepare documents for you.
Like you guys were making schedules.
We were literally like making like little calendars. We're like, oh, but did you color code yours?
Too. That's so good.
Really cool.
I want to talk about an article that I read this week in The Atlantic, and it's titled "What Kids Told Us About How to Get Them Off Their Phones." So it was kids surveyed, and it focused on ways to get kids away from screen time, off their devices. That one way would be to give them more real-world freedoms, like unstructured, unsupervised play. And so the article says the digital technology has given kids access to virtual worlds where they're allowed to roam far more freely than in the real one, pointing to a majority of the kids surveyed having smartphones, about half of the 10 to 12-year-olds using social media, compared to most who aren't allowed to be out in public alone without an adult, and even more than a quarter aren't allowed to play unsupervised in their own front yard. And so this really made me think about the freedoms that you do or don't give your kids. And it says because so many parents restrict kids' ability to socialize in the real world on their own, they turn to their phones where they can basically hang out without parents hovering. So just thinking about our impact on them and us letting go to allow them to be more free and learn and grow and develop.
It's scary, that balance.
It's
like give them a little bit of freedom,
but why they need it so much.
Definitely.
And Samara, you're joining the group chat today because you've got some news of your own.
Yeah, my group chats have been buzzing, especially my family group chat, since ours is going to be expanding. My partner and I are expecting a baby. We're so excited. And we're almost there. A couple more months to go. There's my little nugget. That was about a month ago. And so we are just so elated to really embark upon this journey. I recently did an interview with Essence magazine.
Beautiful. And we brought you cupcakes as well, to celebrate.
Thank you.
Cupcakes with onesies and all sorts of things.
Appreciate that. And there we are doing it. And I really got really candid. Really, for me, that's kind of the discussions we're having in our group chat as young millennials. Life isn't necessarily linear, coming off, the grief of my sister, the divorce, all those things, but now transitioning into all this joy. I mean, I've just been so elated. My heart can't wait to feel a mother mother's love. And I love watching my father. The baby's not even here yet. I mean, my partner step into this fatherhood world.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
So
We're
beautiful.
so thrilled. We've been keeping the secret for you, and so now
I know.
we get to
So is my body.
celebrate.
Where's my bump, Janae?
It's the first one. Give it time.
Okay.
Give it
All right,
time.
you need to grab yourself a cupcake here.
Thank you.
Yep.
The baby wants this
Kick it
and wants
off.
that red one.
Congratulations tomorrow. And a big thanks to Molly's on Bleecker Street for these amazing
delicious
cupcakes. Molly,
cupcakes.
Janae inhaled hers
Yeah.
already.
Stop it already. Thank you so much for starting your day with us.
Congratulations, Samara.
Yes, we love you.
Have a great week, everybody.
More weekend news on ABC News Live.